Why our brain is most of the time such an idiot. Why it's so hard to make the right decision, and why our brain likes to complicate things. There are probably many reasons why this is happening, but very often our brain is such an idiot, well, because it thinks too much. And don't get me wrong, I'm thankful for the evolution, I'm thankful that we have this gift, this ability of thinking. But sometimes when we start ruminating, when we think too much about certain things that we should or we shouldn't do, this complicates our life. We didn't say I love you to our partner or maybe a family member. Maybe because they're not ready yet to hear that. Or maybe because they will be scared. Or maybe because you will not get an I love you back and this will really hurt your feelings. So what should we do now if our brain is an idiot? Because it's brilliant and has this ability of thinking. Does this mean that we should all be stupid and not able to understand the world? In one of my favorite books by Kelly McGonigal, The Willpower Instinct, she mentions in the first chapter the two minds theory. Some neuroscientists go as far as to say that we have one brain but two minds. They're both us, but we switch back and forth between two selves. So part of you wants one thing and another part of you wants something else. Or your present self wants one thing and is guided mostly by impulses. And your future self would be better off if you did something else. And when these two parts clash, of course, they create a conflict inside of you. And since we're on this topic, we're talking about our brain and how he thinks, I think it's important also to remember the white bear effect. There is a story about the Russian novelist Lev Tolstoy, which I actually really like. A young Tolstoy was told by his older brother to stay in the corner of the room until he could stop thinking about a white bear. Much later, his brother came into the room and saw that Tolstoy was still in the corner, almost paralyzed by his inability to stop thinking about the white bear. And this particular story raised one big question: why we cannot control our thoughts. And Daniel Wegner, which is now a psychology professor at Harvard University, early in his career, he couldn't stop thinking about this story. So he did a little experiment with some of his students. I think there were about 17 students. And he performed the same experiment about the white bear for each individual student. He asked them to just stop thinking about the white bear. And after a couple of minutes, when they kind of tried to say what they were thinking about, in the beginning it was easy for like a minute probably or two, because they just started to think about something else. They were trying to think about something else, but then later in time they realized that the white bear appeared more and more. And this effect right now is called ironic rebound. You try to push a thought away and bang, it boomerangs back. So trying to control our thoughts, our feelings, has quite the opposite effect of what people would expect. So what should we do now in this case? Just investigate the ironic rebound. Is there something that you avoid thinking about? Or are there some thoughts that you try to control and stop? Why is that? Why this is so important to you? What do they mean to you? Try to dig deeper and try to ask yourself these questions. Try to accept them. Now, to finish off this video, I would like to share a little example from my life. Because I do have many, especially from my teenage years, from when I was trying to lose weight, from when I was overweight. I used to be afraid to go to the gym. Or I should better say, my brain was always justifying my bad relationship with the gym. So some of the things that my brain was telling me was, for example, we should go next week to the gym because we have some very important things to do right now. We have a test this week at university and It's quite a hard one, so you should probably stay at home and read more and prepare for the test, so you will always have time to go to the gym next week. And these thoughts really stopped me from going to the gym for some time, but then I started to ask myself questions. I started to realize that the reason why I avoid going to the gym is because I do have a very big complex about my weight. I am overweight and I am not my ideal self, my ideal body image. My legs are chubby, I do have a lot of cellulite, my arms are chubby, and when I move, they move with me because you know how it's fat. I was ashamed of my body, I was ashamed to be like that. I didn't want other people to stare at me, to laugh, and I didn't want this kind of attention. It was very painful to realize this, to say to myself that you don't like your body. This is why you are not doing a lot of things. This is why you avoid doing certain things. And it was painful to realize this also because I was thinking about my weight probably 100 times per day. And realizing these things helped me to just try to look at the bigger picture. In the end, you want to go to the gym because you want to lose that weight. Even if it's only 10% of a successful weight loss, you still need to go to the gym. You still need the physical activity because you want to be healthy, you want to have a toned body. So I just said to myself, be selfish. Think about yourself. Don't think about other people and what they may say. Think about your goals, how you see yourself in the future, why this is important to you, and just follow this. Follow your journey. So that was it for today's video. In the comment section, I would love to hear your story, or if you experienced something similar about our brain. And I will see you in my next video. Take care and bye.